And this remains a 7-6 game. So we're back to a 1-point game now as the kickoff comes. Short boot, take it at the 21. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
The screen was executed and completed, but where's the worry on the play? How many times is a quarterback going to get hit? Because offensive linemen have to do an acting job of making sure it looks like they're whiffing on blocks. But you got to slow them down a little bit, because if you don't, that's a lot of big guys coming at your quarterback in a big, fast way. And, boy, he can get hurt.
And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Another pistol look here.
58 is the mic. Go 58 is the mic.
Here we go now.
Now they try the right side here. And he stopped immediately there. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
58, right over there, right over there.
On play action, they'll throw. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now's a play caller. Because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
Watch you now, Barney. Barney.
Presto, presto, presto.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now fourth down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on fourth and inches. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6.
Fourth down, no problem. It's a good piece of power running right here and a confident decision to go for it. And that's going to get him a first and goal.
Here we go now. 3-19. Over.
Now a play fake here on first down. That's caught at the 3. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Their big tight end, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. And it's up. It's good. Our score, 14-6. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. On second down, here's Bortles. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
Here we go. Blue 45. Blue 45.
5-2's the Mike. Mike 5-2. Mike 5-2.
From the gun on third down, Bortles. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And 12 yards that time and picking up the first.
He went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key first down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab.
Squeeze, double.
Slow.
99.
Ready. Green 90. Green 90.
552. I got you.
Ace.
Check 26.
Bortles now on first down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Ready. Green 39. Green 39. Z.
He's checking crab.
Bortles again here on 2nd and 10. Completes it to Austin. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Single. I got a single in the slot.
Here we go now.
Number five. Watch number 5.
Ace.
Tighten up.
From midfield, here's Bortles. A dump off now to Hill. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. And time for us to take a break here in the booth. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. Offense in a good spot here. 2nd and 2.
Watch left. Let's go heavy.
Ready.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Well, you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Usually hitting a deep post pattern, as we just saw there for a big gainer, that's tough to do because you usually have a safety or two in the middle of the field. But if you hit enough crossers and underneath routes and curls, you start to get those guys creeping up, wanting to make plays on the football. It's the equivalent of a changeup in baseball. You show your other stuff, throw the changeup, and on that play, it worked for big yardage.
Jeremy Hill there was the intended target, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
A pretty rocky start in this game for the guy throwing the ball. Already has thrown 1 interception. Almost threw a second one right there. All he's doing right now is giving the defense a whole lot of confidence.
And the seemingly endless drive continues. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right.
Green, 39. Green, left.
Hey, turn it up.
Bortles now on 3rd and goal. Looking for Austin, intercepted. And he's got room. A great read, and he's got a convoy, and he might be gone. 30. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Strong right.
Detroit!
He's coming.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That is caught inside the 5. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Their dangerous wide receiver with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. Whoa! He just yanked that one well to the left and no good. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This is fielded at the goal line. The Titan offense now working their way back onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
There we go. Woo! Left. Watch left.
Here we go now.
Bortles will try again on 2nd down. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. And give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Now a play fake here on 1st down. In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Watch left. Throw.
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Throwing on 1st down is Bortles. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's 2nd down.
Strong left.
Here we go.
Back to the air on second down. It's Bortles. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third.
Here we go now. Green 90. Green 90.
Throwing his Bortles on third down. Looking right sideline. That's complete. 15 yards through the air on a first down. A big completion there, and he gets out of bounds to stop the clock.
Very heady football. That allows them the opportunity to go ahead and line up and kick one right before the half ends.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash, this from 48. And Zuerlein pulled it. Zuerlein pulled it. It's no good. Wide left. And this score will stay right where it is. So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
Tight, watch left. Tight, watch left. Hey,
All right, here we go. 3-19.
3 down.
3-19.
The throw now on the final play. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. So we hit the halftime break here in Jacksonville with the Jags on top. As we send you a couple hours south to Orlando, let's check in with Larry Ridley for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Two tights. Odd. 5 down.
Set. 3-19. 3-19.
58, boys. 58. 58. It's Mike.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
So a second down incompletion now brings up third down. 5 receivers in the game, 4 of them to the left side.
Green 39. Green. Gun. Detroit. No. Check. Patriot.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
Now Austin. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. The Titans offense gears up for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out if that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Here we go, Ace! Ace!
Watch twist. Watch twist.
Z! Left! Slow!
Safety creep.
On second down, Hill. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. Mario Edwards Jr. there to bring him down.
And while there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
Green 90. Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail. Green 90. Left.
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on third down.
Green 90.
From the gun on third down, Bortles. And that is incomplete.
And that incompletion was caused by the defense. I think they were trying to get one into the middle of the field, trying to find a receiver there. But they were in zone defense. And what are the advantages of being in zone? Eyes and reaction. Eyes meaning all eyes are on the quarterback and able to react when he throws the football and rally to that spot. And that's exactly what happened there. Able to get there and knock it away.
33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
45.
Bortles now on first down. Austin's got it left side. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. And now they're in the hurry-up.
Green 39. Green 39. Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail. Here we go. Green. Z. Black 58 rail.
Now a 10th carry for Hill. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 4 there, and it's third down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. From the gun, it's Bortles. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now a timeout being called as there's an injured Titan down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
They'll come out in the pistol. On the ground, this is Hill. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Bortles to throw on second down. And his throw here's incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion. Again, we'll see the pistol
Blue 45.
here.
Blue 45.
Hey, Mike 52.
Now a play fake. Bortles. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Throws right side, and that's complete. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. 82 yards. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. And, Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they design every play to score. I don't know how true that is. But he had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there. And that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, an even better run for big yardage.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And it's a short kick, taken right around the 19. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Titans offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see, do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Ready. Green 90. Green 90.
Mike 52.
Trying to shake off the interception. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. And when you go 5 wide like they just did there, you can't really max protect, can you?
No, you cannot. What you're hoping is that by going 5 wide, you're forcing the defense into coverage. And if you do that, you got a chance to find some people downfield. But if they audible themselves and go into a blitz, then it's got to happen right now,
or
very
lights
quickly,
out.
or exactly right. Turn them out.
Right.
That play's over.
Watch right.
Ready. Green 90. Green 90.
Now Bortles throwing on second down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
And the offense looks to pick up the first here on third after that incompletion. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. So incomplete on second down. Now they'll look to convert here on third.
Here we go. Blue 45. Blue 45.
On third and long, it's Bortles. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A big gain of 38 there on third down. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory? Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And he's been one of their few bright spots here this afternoon.
And as you pointed out, so far he's gotten his. That's not been the issue at all. But the teammates, the other guys, they've been shut down. That's why the defensive guys have to feel pretty good, even though he's over 100 yards.
Yeah, he topped 100 with that last catch. And Nelson's got it here right side. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
Nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
And he gets in. Touchdown, Tennessee. Blake Bortles, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Titans are able to close the gap just a bit.
Instead of having to play follow the leader there, the leader led.
I like that. And he likes that, doesn't he? 1st and goal, let me do the job.
Because you know when he falls into the end zone after falling behind those big guys who pushed up front, that's a pretty good celebration, isn't it?
Gives him a little street cred in the locker room, too, doesn't it?
Street cred, and then when they go out to dinner afterwards, he's still picking up the check.
This is taken just shy of the 10 here. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Leopard! Leopard! Switch! Back 99, Philly, here we go! Back 99,
Play clock winding down. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And now this is in a football back. And here comes Tennessee as they field. And last time out when they were able to...
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
They go back to the air here after the INT. Oh, and the defender took some liberties there with a late hit, roughing the passer.
The league has done a great job of defining what is a late hit. An illegal contact on a quarterback, the defenders really have to get in line.
So they're operating in the red zone.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
Hurry up, here we go! Green, 39!
They go play action here on 1st down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
How many times when we see an incomplete pass, we just look at the receiver and say, should have caught that one. That was a drop, and we just put it on the offense. How about a little credit for the defense there? They just forced an incompletion.
Yeah, especially after starting in a tough spot defensively, but a good start there on 1st down.
That'll give them a little extra confidence there, starting, as you said, in a tough spot and being able to make a play on 1st down.
Field left, field left.
It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left,
Right, here we go.
2 to the right.
3-19!
Time running out here on the play clock. Now he'll look look to throw here on 2nd and 10. To the right side to Eric Ebron. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now you can run anything and catch the ball, as we just saw there.
On play action, they'll throw. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And his guys are going to have the football back as the 3rd quarter comes to an end.
Double tight.
Another pistol look here. So after the INT, rush coming, and he's taken down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Bortles to throw on 2nd down. It's hauled in by Devin Smith. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
And incomplete here on 3rd down.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Here we go. Green 90. Green 90. Throw.
Alert 3.
Now Bortles, got to have this one. Going right side here, and that's complete. 14 yards there on the pickup, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. 4th and 2, they got it. That was kind of that gray area. Is that a feel thing, whether you go run or pass there offensively?
I think it's a feel thing. It's a tendency thing about what you like to do yourself on offense, as well as knowing how strong they are against the run on defense. Got to make a decision, and they made the correct one.
Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Bortles. And my goodness, another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Ebron's got it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards there on the catch and run. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. And look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the 1st down sack. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
Detroit!
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. They'll set up a throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
Left coming, left coming.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise there in the dime.
51's the mic, 51's the mic.
Watch him now, Barney,
Hey, watch the edge.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on
3rd and 20, and no surprise, the defense in the dime.
Green 39! Green 39!
51, Mike 51.
Back to throw here. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down. Here's Pat McAfee now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Now he's hit, and Bortles fumbled. It's loose. And a tough turnover there as now they will have it at the 6-yard line, 1st and goal. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Odd. 5 down. Stand up in.
Now let's go! 3-19! Leopard! Leopard!
Off.
Detroit!
He'll look to throw. Time for a break. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this.
Woo, defense, let's go! Let's go! Two times. Odd. 5 down. Stand up.
Set! 3-19! 3-19! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90.
3rd and goal from the 5. Maybe a little play action situation coming up. And he is going to lose yardage here. Losing 6 yards there to bring up 4th. On now is the kicker Jason Myers for the field goal try. And Myers able to knock it through. And that will extend their lead even further. And you figure with that, this game's pretty well out of reach.
It would take a heck of a comeback at this point. Being 3 scores down, I think that's too much to ask with time winding down here in the 4th.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved the hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better.
Yeah, and got his man complete. They get 39 yards out of that one, and it'll give the Titans a 1st down. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
Double
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able.
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Bortles will keep it, and he will take this one in for a Titans touchdown. Blake Bortles, his third touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Titans are able to cut into that deficit. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Double tight, double tight. Double tight.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
Rush in. Rush in.
All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. So 2nd and 10 here.
Double tight, guys. Double tight. 3 down, 3 down.
All right, here we go.
Hey,
Green,
check,
39.
check.
Green, 39.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. So 3rd and medium here, 3rd and 5.
Defense, let's go.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look
Now let's
defensively.
go. Blue 90.
Mike.
Blue 90. Detroit. No. Check. Patriot. Patriot.
Under crunch.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And they'll be inside the 35. Now another timeout here called by the Titans. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And Myers able to knock it through, and that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the 4th.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give them some breathing room and lets them build up a little cushion.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Titans offense now, they get set to head back out here. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here.
Slow. Here we go now.
Bortles again here on 2nd and 10. And he is going to be hit and taken down. Bortles sacked. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. And the defense will try and pin their ears back and get pressure again here after the sack. It's 3rd down.
I got you.
Here we go. green, 90.
On 3rd and long, it's Bortles. And this is going to be incomplete. J.J. Nelson, the intended target. And 4th down coming up.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
Now Bortles, gotta have this one. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Only one timeout defensively, so this should just be a simple kneel down.
I agree totally. I looked at my time management chart. It says take a knee, victory formation. They just have one timeout left. And that should be all she wrote.
By the way, it's a good thing you can read that because nobody else can.
Not with my chicken scratch, not at all.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Their dangerous wide receiver with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead.
Let's go.
Now let's go. Green.
58's the mic. 58's the mic.
No. Check.
Kill,
Patriot.
kill.
Patriot.
Kill.
They'll try and throw for it. That's caught at the 2. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Z. Ready.
Bortles now on 1st down. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. And that was incomplete, but I don't know how much of that falls on the quarterback. He was pressured.
Brandon, the rush showed up so fast, the quarterback had no chance to get the ball downfield.
Bunch.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Green, 90.
Bortles will try again on 2nd down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on. 3rd down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did.
And the Jags get to him as down he goes. So the grab there by the defense, the holding penalty called. And this looks to probably be the final play. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Now a play fake here on 1st down. In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly